So this one I explained you very nicely, I think last time, that we are having product life cycle and the typical business life cycle. When in product life cycle, it talks about introduction, growth, maturity, and decline stage, and it looks like a bell curve. And also I gave you the example of Parle-G, wherein you can see that not even Parle-G, any product when it is declining stage, starting of the declining stage, or maturity, top maturity stage, or declining, deep declining, that point of time, product extension is required by the company. When I'm talking about the business cycle, it comes with first growth, slump, recession, recovery, growth, trend, something like that. And if it is higher up and higher up, it is coming now, higher up all the time, or and you're getting the average trend line 45-degree or a little bit positive side, then it is growth. And if it is negative side, it is, I will say that, not growth, loss, depression, or something like that. So this is the main crux about the product life cycle and the business life cycle. Now, this is basically one activity which we may discuss or something like that. You can refer this, you can do it at home. So basically, it's a Chinese economy. We witnessed some sort of data it is given, wherein you need to draw 1997, 1998, 1999, something like that, and you need to draw the trends, okay, growth, slum, recovery, and so on and so forth, as per the given data. You can try it at home. Fine. Okay. So all the factors, major factors, academic growth rate, everything is explained in terms of given here in terms of percentage of data and the amount. You can utilize that data and you can try it at home, that how it can happen, how it looks like. Right. Now, the main thing, or I will say, I could explain you these things very initial stage. By the time, if you have observed my teaching pattern, that I start with little bit advanced, so that the lower or the easier concepts becomes more easier for you. It is not the starting from very easiest of things, SWOT analysis, PEST analysis, which generally any book or any other people they do, and then slowly going higher. Now, these things I will explain you. It will be easy for you to understand, very easy. So generally, when we are talking about the environment, business environment and all, we talk about the micro environment and the macro environment. Okay. So there are two things we need to analysis. One is SWOT, strength, opportunity, weakness, and threat. Another is PEST, political, economical, societal, technological, okay, environmental, and legal. These 6 and 4, total 10 parameters or parameters or the points is very important whenever we are doing the business analysis or the market analysis in terms of macro and micro environment. Now let's focus on the SWOT. Talking about the SWOT, when I am a company, I am trying to understand my weakness, strength, opportunity, and threat, then I will talk about the SWOT. Okay, let's say internal is what is my strength, what is my weakness, and what is external, what could be my opportunity, what could be my threat because of my competition. That is my SWOT analysis. Now, each and every company does that SWOT analysis periodically. To some extent, if I tell you what is your SWOT analysis, you will say, sir, I am strong in, let's say, technical. My weakness is I'm bad in, or my weakness is technical, but I cannot do C programming. Example, I'm just giving, I cannot write the code, but somehow I can write the script, and that is my strength, and not writing the code is weakness. And because of that, what happens, my opportunity opens in terms of, server handling, prototype build, then backup, that domain. And the threat is I cannot get into the program development and all, something like that. Okay, this is my SWOT analysis: strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat. Clear? I cannot do that, so that my competition can be strong. My friend can be stronger in that program development and the software development part. This is my analysis, my SWOT analysis. When I'm talking about the same thing, you replace yourself with the company, then we will be talking about the strength of the company, weakness of the company, opportunity of the company, threat of the company. When I'm talking about strength and weakness, it is my internal, means company is internal. Company knows what is their strength and weakness, and how come it is mapped with the opportunity and threat to the external environment. Let's take an example. That if I talk about Reliance, so Reliance strength is network. Okay, Weakness is customer service. So when I'm talking about the strength, the external opportunity comes for me that who other competitions, those who are not close to my network ability, then those customers I can acquire. So that is my opportunity. And what is my threat? Weakness versus threat. My weakness is customer service. If I ask you that, do you, matlab, I never found a amicable solution from Reliance customer service all the time. So I'm very unhappy about the customer service of that particular company. Now, leveraging that, the moment I ask you, okay, tell me, in between the telecom companies, Vodafone and Reliance, whose customer service is better? Immediately, I'm sure that Vodafone, this name will come into the picture. You will start thinking, no, Vodafone. Why? Because it was injected in our mind, positioned in our mind in such a way, wherever you go, our network follows, or wherever you face problem, that Irfan Pathan comes into the picture. This is the issue and this is the solution. But Reliance could not position their customer service concept or the helpfulness to the consumer's mind in that manner. However, they talk about India's #1 network, strongest network, and so on and so forth. So these are all about the positioning, how you are using your strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat to the external environment and the customers. So this is the main thing which we'll talk about, the SWOT analysis. Any question in SWOT analysis? Did you understand? Is there any problem? Okay. Now coming back to the pastel. Pastel, basically, I will say this. These are micro, and the pastel is, I will say, the macro environment. Okay. Now, when I'm talking about pastel, it's a short form of political, economical, societal, technological, environmental, and legal. Let's start. Let's talk about this political. Now, how this political environment can change the business decisions. Now, whenever we are doing this analysis, we will be thinking that we are only doing this for the sake of business. We will be considering for the business only, or the company only, or the business which you are running. So in this case, we will try to understand how come this pastel as a macro environment is or can hamper my business decisions. Okay. Now let's talk about political influence. Now, I gave an example of Walmart. Walmart wanted to come to the Indian market and wanted to open their warehouses, okay, so that they can start selling products and all, like US market and all. And they're starting. They started, I think, since 2012 they are starting, trying to come, or 2010 they're trying to come, and they got the license also to some extent. In 2015, they stopped. Modi government stopped their license and so on and so forth. They found that they did lobbying. They call it lobbying with the previous government. They paid a huge amount of money in terms of whatsoever good reason or bad reason or whatever exact word you use it. And they stopped this because their intention was bad. Now, one political decision in 2012 by previous government, Congress government, they allowed one company. Based on that particular license, based on that particular decision, Walmart started procuring land, procuring offices out here in India. But within 3 years of time, again, political situation got changed, decision got changed, and they were put on hold. So hope you understood what I'm saying, talking about the political situation or political influence for the business in terms of macro environment. You understood? Vodafone. If you know that Vodafone had huge debt, I think 20,000 crore or something like that, and because of that had to be sold to Idea. Are you aware about that? Now it is Idea company or Vodafone Idea merger. In 2008, when I was there in Vodafone head office, I can remember that point of time they had only 500 crore debt in terms of tax. Why? In 2007, Hutchison SR, Hutchison SR, which is, I think, Indonesian company or something. I may be a little bit here and there. Indonesian company. It was acquired by a UK-based company, Vodafone. And that is the reason Hutchison SR became Vodafone company in the year of 2007. I think June, July. Okay, correct? That point of time, because of this deal, they're supposed to pay. I'm sorry, because of this deal, it was cross-border deal. I think this tax was not implemented. Because of this, they're not supposed to pay tax or something like that. It was a good deal for them. That is the reason two cross-border entity acquired themselves and they started doing business in India. Okay, understood? This was the cross-border taxation policy. When Congress government came and the then finance minister, who was this finance minister who became the president of India later on, Bengali. So Pranab Mukherjee started retrospective tax on that. That means your intention, India is not a tax haven. Your intention was not in aligned to the Indian government and the Indian citizens, or in a bigger manner Indian economy or something like that. So the intention was wrong, and that is the reason. And to have the to get the benefit of this taxation with the acquired Hutchison SR, who were doing business in India, to escape that tax, they did this business or did this deal in Indonesia or something like that. And that is the reason they didn't pay the tax. So henceforth, that also will come under the purview of retrospective tax. And that point of time in 2008, when we got the notice or something like that, it was only 500 crore debt. That means it was told that Vodafone supposed to pay 500 crores to Indian government for this taxation. Is it clear now? The fact and the cases. Okay. Again, I'm telling you this is purely example for the explanation of this thought and particular topic to the students. No intention is to hurt, change, or any decision or anything to the current company or the quoted company or something like that. It may be or may not be completely coincidental, and it may be or may not be 100% correct. Okay, keeping that disclaimer in mind, now if I am asking you that what was harm in that to pay 500 crore tax to that? So number one, 500 crore tax was very high amount. Everybody cannot pay, but Vodafone could pay that. Why they did not stop paying, let's say 500 crore, or doing the negotiation with the Indian government and society? Anyhow, it is a retrospective analysis, retrospective taxation. Instead of 500 crore, let's settle in 250 crore or 300 crore and settle it and finish it, isn't it? They could do that. What we do when we are settling our debt, what we are doing in terms of settling our credit card debts and all, we are saying that I'm unable to pay. You do something so that we can amicably, we can understand that what is the mutual understanding, and instead of 10 lakhs, you take 5 lakhs, 6 lakhs and close it. Correct now? We do like that. That is a normal thing, human behavior applied in legally, no illegal work. But they didn't do that. They kept it hanging. They kept it hanging. They said, okay, fine, this is only the notice. We'll see what happens next in the henceforth. There might be many reasons that immediately 500 crore, if a company is paying, then balance sheet will be a problem. Profit loss will be a problem. Share value will go down. Maybe the CEO, CFO, they could lose their job. Whatsoever. Many reasons might be. I'm not saying that, getting into that. But they didn't do that. That since 2008, okay, compounded interest and all, it touched almost 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 or 10,000 crore. I don't know the exact value of that final one. And finally, it is there, and still they will have to make the payment in installments and something like that. All the time, this tug of war is going on in between Department of Telecom, TRAI, and government, and in between this regulatory bodies and Vodafone, and they are paying something. And not only that, again, Airtel, Reliance, all of them, they came into certain scenarios. So one political decision, one political change in the scenario, it may hamper your big companies, big business decisions. So similarly, there will be economic growth type, societal like population growth rate, age distribution, career attitude, safety emphasis, health, consciousness, lifestyle attitude, anything. Now in terms of societal, I will give you a good example and you will be surprised to that. Or let's talk about the economic growth and all. Now in economic growth, if employment rate is down, then definitely people will not be getting employment and economic growth will not happen. So government encourages companies, those who are giving, generating new employment. And for that, government started giving subsidies to special economic zone companies and so on and so forth. You know that. So this is economical growth decisions and all. Regarding societal, if you're aware that long back, 20 years back, we used to use hugely cold drinks. We used to drink cold drinks hugely. But suddenly, when this societal change happened, that cold drinks are bad, 50% is sugar, bad for kidney, bad for health, you observe that drastically people, Indian population, they stopped using cold drinks. And cold drinks companies are not in profitable. I heard 3-4 years back that Pepsi wanted to move out from India. And that is the reason, okay, earlier, someone was the Pepsi head, India Pepsi head. They removed him. And first in the Pepsi history, Indira Nudi, who is the Indian origin, became the Pepsi head. ऐसे ही हो जाता है decision, sir. You understood? So a lot of business decisions are based on this pestle: political, economical, societal, technology, environmental, NGOs pressure, and so on and so forth, legal and all. Legal, though I have told you. Environmental, it may be that if you are running the industry and if it is creating pollution, then NGOs will come that you are polluting the water bodies and so on and so forth. That is the reason fishes are dying and so on and so forth. Then you will have to stop your business, you know that. Or you need to upgrade your business. So it's not all about the bad things, but also good things also. So when you are under trouble, you will invest more amount of money in research and development to come up with the new technology so that you can sustain in the business. So many things are there. You don't think that SWOT analysis and pest analysis is only for bad, what is bad, what is bad, what is bad. It is not. It is to understand the reason of doing that and how we can cope up with the situation if you do not want to change. And if you want to change, how we can spend money on research and development to come up with new technology, new solutions, and how we can implement that. These are all in holistic manner. We talk about macro and micro environment, understanding about SWOT and pest analysis. Earlier in Amazon, Flipkart, you could order drones which are made by non-Indian companies also, Chinese companies and all. Then last year, Indian government dictated that drones cannot be sold other than Indian companies product or other than Indian product and all. Now, if you go and search in Amazon.com and Flipkart.com, all drones are sold which are Indian origin, manufactured and all. So one decision uplifted the drone companies, those who are struggling or those who are new entrant in the Indian market. That is also a good decision or bad. What a bad decision, good decision, I don't know. I'm not getting into that. But that is also a decision for which the business acumen got changed.